Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Ryan Warhurst, and I'm excited for the Losing the Quarantine 15 webinar. I'll just pause. I'm just a couple minutes waiting for a few people if they want to show up live. I see we got some people live, so just waiting for a few people to jump on. But anyways, today is the Losing the Quarantine 15. So I'm going to get started. Go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Dr. Ryan Warhurst. For those of you I haven't met, I'm a local chiropractor in Broomfield, been in practice for 16 years. So I'm excited to be doing this webinar today. It's interesting. I went to Baylor University, and my freshman year, there's something that they say at most colleges is that you're going to gain the freshman 15, okay? And I didn't gain the freshman 15, but with that being said, that's where the losing the quarantine 15 comes from, because with what we've been through with the coronavirus, the lockdown, with that, there's a lot of people that have gained some weight, okay, and that's what today is about, is to really help people lose the weight. But I'll say even more important than that, this workshop, this webinar is absolutely for everyone. It's not just about losing weight, it's about getting healthy and staying healthy for a lifetime. And those people that want to lose weight absolutely can, okay, with what I'm going to share with you today. The fact of the matter is that I wish I could be doing these in person, doing them live like I usually did, in the office. I just enjoy doing the workshops live. I get a lot of energy from you guys. So webinars are something I'm getting accustomed to, and so I'm getting used to. But with that, these last few months, we've been through lots of trying times, in our country, in our communities, in our states, with the coronavirus. And, there's some very hard things that we've been through. And one thing that I want to really talk about today, again, is reiterate something I said on my last webinar, is that no matter where you're at, what side of the aisle that you're on, it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what we want to do is my desire is to have an impact on people's lives and really help them navigate these muddy waters. And so with that, a couple words of wisdom that I have for you is to question everything, and do your own research. Okay, again, question everything, do your own research, and frankly, I want to encourage you to turn off the news, okay, because we're being bombarded by programming. They're trying to program our minds. So again, question everything, do your own research. Yeah, be informed. Check in, on your phone and an app or whatever to stay up to date. But don't inundate yourselves with everything that's going on, on TV. So just a few things I wanted to go into there. And with that, what we're hearing now is, so today is July 8th. We're hearing that coronavirus cases are increasing. It's on the rise, and frankly, it's no wonder that it is. I mean, they're doing more testing. They're doing more testing. So with that, there's going to be more positives. But it's interesting. I don't know if you guys heard, but the CDC just came out a week or two ago, and they said that 50% of all positive cases are false positives. So the data that we're getting, it isn't accurate. And so with that, one of the things that is accurate is the total number of deaths from coronavirus. It's absolutely going down. It's going down. Hospitalizations going down. All good things. And so with that, again, like I've said since the get-go of everything with the coronavirus, what I've said is that a virus is nothing other than something that's looking for a susceptible host. most. So do everything to not be susceptible. Okay, do everything not to be susceptible. And really, what I'm going to be talking about in the Losing the Quarantine 15, it's about not being susceptible. Giving your body the building blocks that it needs to be healthy and thrive, have a strong immune system, stay healthy for a lifetime. And if you want to lose weight, you can lose weight as well. So with that, let's dive in now, and really. One of the things with the quarantine, with the lockdown, and for a lot of people, is that they really changed their eating habits and started to really eating a purely seafood diet. And when I say seafood diet, it's the diet when you see food, they would eat it. Okay, and so with that being said, it caused people to gain weight. Okay, and here's the problem with gaining weight. Okay, is a 15-pound weight gain doubles your risk for type 2 diabetes. A 22-pound weight gain increases heart attack risk by 75%. Obesity doubles your risk of heart failure, triples your risk of breast cancer in women. And the fact of the matter is that in America, things are just getting worse and worse when it comes to Americans being overweight and obese and large. 2/3 of adult Americans are overweight or obese. 1/3 kids overweight or obese. There's been a 258% increase in childhood obesity since 1974. Over 350,000 deaths per year attributed to obesity. 300, again, I want to reiterate that, 350,000 deaths, okay, attributed to obesity. I'd love to see the resources that are being applied, for the coronavirus. And to date, as of today, I just checked the stats on Johns Hopkins. The deaths today is 131,666 people have died from coronavirus. Again, every single one of those is tragic. It's terrible. It's awful. I will say this, is that most of those have comorbidities. So they're elderly. They have comorbidities. And the fact of the matter is, what the research is all showing is that they didn't die from coronavirus. They died with it. Okay, again, they had underlying health issues, and that's what got them. But what I'm trying to say here is that, man, we have put all these resources towards the coronavirus, preventing this, virus, this sickness, and yet, again, it's killed 131,666. But with that, in comparison to over 350,000 people per year to obesity-related causes, man, I mean, it doesn't compare, And so, with that, again, the reason that is, we all know the reason that is because the obesity, overweight, those things are lifestyle, and the fact of the matter is not many medications, those things that can be prescribed. So, with that being said, when it comes to our country, when we look at America, you may be wondering, well, I mean, really, what's the problem? Why are we, gaining weight at an alarming pace? Why are more people overweight and obese? It's not like we're not trying. We have more health food stores, more gyms, supplement shops, juice bars than any other country in the world. So why isn't it working? Well, there's two reasons. There's two reasons why it's not working. Number one is commitment. I had a friend I talked to on a regular basis, and he's a good friend, a buddy of mine from high school, and we talk pretty regularly. And I'll never forget. It's been several conversations over the last few years, and it was about 3 years ago when it started. He started to say, "Hey, Ryan, my goal this year is to lose a lot of weight. Okay, lose a lot of weight." He goes, "Also, I've got some goals financially, and with that." That's what he said. He says, "I want to lose a lot of weight, and financially I've got some goals." And I said, awesome, great, go get it. You can do it. Then we've talked, through the years. The next year, again, the same thing. He told me, hey, I want to lose a lot of weight, and financially, I want to do well for myself and my family. I said, that's awesome. That's awesome that you're starting to identify what you want, and that's critical. And then again, it wasn't too long ago. Again, the same conversation came up. He says, I've got some goals that I want to accomplish. I want to lose a lot of weight. I want to lose like 30 pounds. And financially, I want to do very well for myself and my family. And I said, that's awesome that you've identified exactly what you want. But I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. I've got the good news is that you have all the potential in the world, to lose a lot of weight and do very well for yourself financially. However, the bad news is in life, you don't get what you want, you get what you're committed to. Again, you don't get what you want, you get what you're committed to. So I'm going to ask you, what are you committed to, to this year, to really making the rest of 2020 one of the best years, the best half of a year of your life. So I just want to encourage you to commit to what you want. Another reason why, in America we're having this problem is bad information. Bad information. People, it's like traveling. If somebody wants to go drive from Colorado to California, but they start, using a map that is taking them to Lyman and to Kansas and to Missouri. I mean, they're going in the wrong direction. They're never going to reach their goal, okay, of California. They're never going to, same thing is that we've got more diets and more, diet plans, than ever. But with that, if you're not, if you don't have the correct information, the way to do it healthy, you're never going to achieve it. And so that's what today is all about. Is you're going to learn the right information so you can compare it with your commitment and get amazing results. And so with that, frankly, when it comes down to eating, everybody knows what's healthier, an apple or a donut. Okay, again, everybody knows. Okay, but what do most people choose? Okay, most people, again, know that the apple is healthier for them and they should eat the apple, but what most people choose is they choose the donut. And why do they choose the donut? It's not that they need more information and more know-how regarding nutrition. No, it really comes down to they need more do-how. They just need to commit and do it. And with that, one of the biggest factors to really having more do-how and being committed is really having a strong why, having a big why. And the fact of the matter is that it's not that successful people have an easier time achieving their goals, or like if it's exercise or getting up earlier, working out, or eating healthier. That's not the case. It's that those people that achieve their goals, they have a bigger why than those that don't. Okay, their reason outweighs your reason. Okay, if you're not achieving your goal, their reason outweighs your reason. The reason ordinary people can accomplish extraordinary things is by having an extraordinary why. Okay, so I would encourage you, to take some time. Take some time after this webinar to really identify what your why is, because the bigger your why is, the stronger your why is, the more you can clarify it and have a better understanding of why you want to accomplish the things you want to accomplish, the easier it is to endure the hows. Okay, so you can overcome if the why is big enough, you can overcome any how. Okay, for example, if you're wanting to lose weight, okay, if you're wanting to lose weight, you can have all sorts of goals or motivating factors, to lose weight. And for some people, I've heard people say, hey, I want to lose weight because I'm going on vacation. okay, and I want to look good in a bathing suit, and that's great. You know, that can be motivating for some people. But with that, typically what happens, you know, when you come to that point, okay, you go on vacation, you know, you either achieve your goal or you don't. But absolutely, what happens after the vacation is what you gain the weight back, okay, because it's all about the vacation. Whereas if you have a big why and you attach that, you know, why to really to someone else, like your kids or your grandkids, you're like, man, I want to get healthy. I want to lose weight so I can be chasing, having my grandparents, my grandchildren, excuse me, my grandchildren be chasing me around. I want to you know, be playing with them in the park. I want to be having fun. I want to be pouring into their life because I know if I'm not healthy, I can't do that. So can you see how the bigger the why is, the easier it is to overcome the hows, the how-tos, okay? And so today, really, we're going to be diving into, you know, the how-tos. And frankly, when it comes to getting healthy, when it comes to losing weight, really, we're going to be, you know, talking about, you know, hormones, right? And really addressing hormones. Because the fact of the matter is that weight loss really is actually about hormones, you know, such as insulin, leptin, cortisol, human growth hormone. And I'm going to say this, is that I'm not going to bore you with all of the different, you know, hormones and what they do. I'm more going to, you know, dive into the how-tos, and with that, with the overall understanding that everything I'm going to be talking about today is designed to have an impact on hormones. Okay, you know, so you know, with that, one of the you know, I hear people, you know, I hear patients, I hear people in public, you know, when they're talking about losing weight, they're like, you know, hey, I'm starting to exercise, and you know, I want to be really clear. It's critical. It's important. Our bodies have a genetic predisposition to exercise. Okay, and really, when it comes to exercise, we have a genetic requirement for exercise, so it's absolutely critical for our body. Okay. Here's the thing: is that especially when we're talking about wanting to lose weight. Okay, again, it's with exercise or having exercise be a part of what you're doing. Really, it's all about the afterburn. Okay, again, and when I say the afterburn, it's really having your metabolism just rev in high gear after you finish exercising. Because remember, when it comes to weight loss, it's about the hormones. Okay, and here's the thing with traditional cardio, which is the low intensity, long duration, so the running on the treadmill or the elliptical or you know, things like that. It actually raises cortisol levels, which promotes belly fat, hip, and thigh fat as well. Here's the thing with traditional cardio, is that traditional cardio, it's afterburn, or the way it has an impact on the metabolism, it only has a 4-hour afterburn. Okay, so you're only burning, you know, fat for approximately 4 hours. But with that being said, traditional cardio, like I said, increases cortisol, and that is not good. Okay. High intensity interval training is exponentially more effective. Okay, this is why people can come in, blast out a 20-minute workout, or and really have huge changes in their body. Because here's the thing, is because the afterburn effect, because of the impact that high intensity interval training has on the hormones, your body is burning fat for 36 hours afterwards. Okay, and what that does is it has an impact on hormones. It increases testosterone, increases, you know, growth hormone. Okay, so with that, you know, I encourage. Let me say it this way: I encourage, if you're not exercising, start exercising. Okay, but with that, if you have the ability, do the high intensity interval training, it's going to be exponentially more effective because it's having a greater impact on your hormones. And a great way to do that is the Max T3. You all have the Max T3, either the DVD or the digital download. Really shows you how to exercise in 6 to 12 minutes a day and can get phenomenal change, phenomenal results. So look at that, do that. But here's the fact of the matter is that when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to getting healthy, okay, you can't out exercise a bad diet. For example, really, if you're to break down weight loss, okay, weight loss is 70% nutrition. So if you're wanting to lose, weight, okay, absolutely, nutrition is the major component. So it's 70% nutrition, 30% exercise. And so the fact of the matter is, don't sabotage a great workout with poor nutrition, because again, it's all about your hormones. Okay, it's about fat burning, fat storing, muscle building, the muscle wasting hormones. And if you're not eating well, but you're exercising, that's having an impact on your results. Okay, so really look at those things. Now we're going to dive into really how to revolutionize your diet to have the greatest impact on your hormones, really to lower the inflammation in the body, because the fact of the matter is inflammation absolutely has an impact on your hormones and affecting them negatively. So really when it comes to revolutionizing your diet, okay, so that you can be healthy and well for a lifetime, I want to encourage you to look at this not as a diet, but as a way of life, okay? And with that, there's 4 things four major changes that you need to add to your lifestyle, okay? And that's to clean your carbs, okay? That's to fix your fats, that's to perfect your proteins and trash your toxins, okay? So those 4 changes, okay, are going to decrease the inflammation in the body, which is going to have a huge impact on reducing the negative impact on the hormones. Again, just it helps in the healing process of the body, as well as helps in losing weight as well. So here's the thing: is there's so much information and misinformation out there when it comes to health, disease, and nutrition. Today, we are going to look at some of the most common myths and provide some encouraging facts so you can make the best choices when it comes to your health. Okay, and so one of the first myths, especially when it comes to weight loss, is it's all about the scale. And it's all about the number on the scale, and frankly, that's just not true. Okay, there are a lot of skinny, sick people out there. Okay, if you're just looking at the scale, it's not the whole story. Many people on weight loss programs, especially those people that are doing, the low intensity exercise, okay, long cardio exercise, are actually wasting muscle because cortisol is increasing. They're wasting muscles. This means that they are losing weight technically on the scale, but it's not just fat that you're losing. You're actually losing valuable muscle. Building lean muscle and reducing body fat is one of the most important factors of how healthy you are and how long you will live. Okay, so again, let me say that again. Reducing body fat and building lean muscle is one of the most important factors in health. So break the cycle of being tied to the number on the scale. One of the best indicators of body composition is how your clothes fit. Okay, so really get out there, start changing what you're eating, start exercising, and really see how you will see how your clothes fit differently. And that's one of the best signs that you're moving in the right direction. Okay, and another myth that we gotta crush is that counting calories is an effective way to weight loss. Just simply not true. Caloric intake takes a backseat to the quality of the food you eat. The fact of the matter is that weight loss is not a game of calories in versus calories out. Okay, it's just not. Okay, for example, almonds. A handful of almonds that's 22. Excuse me, a handful of almonds that's 153 calories, whereas one Twinkie is just 150 calories. Okay, but here's the thing: is that there's such a huge difference in the nutrient content between the almonds and the Twinkie. Obviously eating 22 almonds builds your brain. It decreases inflammation, among other things, while eating a Twinkie increases inflammation, blood sugar, toxins, has a negative impact on your hormones. Okay, so again, the quality of the calories is critical. Okay, and so here's the things that I really want to dive into, and really look at. And if first want to pose a question to you, are the disease rates of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, fibromyalgia, Parkinson's, autoimmune issues, obesity, overweight, are those things going up or are they going down? They're all increasing. They're all increasing. And so, with that, a question that must be answered is, do you think that poor nutrition plays a role in all of these? Absolutely, it does. Our bodies are designed to eat whole, healthy foods. And with that, when we do, we can be healthy. We can be healthy, but when we don't, that's when real problems arise. Okay, the fact of the matter is, over the past last several decades, we've altered our food significantly for convenience. Our basic nutrition plan is to eat foods. Again, when I say our basic nutrition plan, or a core plan or advanced plan, those things are designed for you to eat foods that are as close to the way they were designed in nature. Okay, that's really what's going to be the best way of eating for everyone. Okay, to eat things that are as close to nature as possible. And so with that, there's 4 dangers, okay, that we want to steer clear of. Okay, steer clear of the 4 dangers. The first being sugar. Okay, the sugar is a danger that we must stay away from. And really what we need to look at is and have an understanding, because I know that there's a lot of patients that say, I don't eat much sugar, I don't have much sugar, and that's great. I'm glad to hear that you've reduced your intake of sugar. But a question for you is, what spikes blood sugar more? Okay, a Snickers bar, just white sugar, plain white sugar, in coffee or wherever, wheat bread, or banana. Okay, I'll let you guys think. What's your answer? The wheat bread is what spikes blood sugar more. Okay, and so with that, grains, okay, are one of the greatest cause of sugar intake, for Americans. And when I say grains, that's breads, that's pastas, rice, those things. Okay, and that's one of the greatest causes of sugar, because the fact of the matter is when you put bread or when you eat grains, within 4 to 6 seconds of putting those on your tongue, it converts to sugar. Okay, so eliminate the grains, the breads, the pastas, the rice. Okay, because the negative impacts that sugar has on inflammation, and those things. Okay, and the fact of the matter is that you got to understand is that sugar is in everything. Sugar is in everything. It's in pasta sauces, lunch meats, canned food, condiments like ketchup, pizza, pizza sauces, salad dressing, crackers, fruit drinks, yogurt, stuff. It's in absolute everything. Okay, and another major cause or source of sugar, okay, and it's one of the top sources of sugar, is sodas. Okay, sodas and fruit juices. Okay, it's amazing. Americans consume, okay, about 55 gallons of soda per year. So soda and fruit juices. And here's the thing, it takes 30 cups of water to neutralize 1 can of soda. Okay? So it's critical to cut these things out of what you're drinking. Okay, cut them out. Replace with water. Okay, and if you want to, treat every once in a while, try Zevia. That's a soda. Okay, it's sweetened with stevia and xylitol, and it's really tasty. Okay, but water is critical. And so those two things, really eliminating grains or reducing your intake of grains, whole grains, those things, as well as reducing your intake of soda and fruit juices, man, you can have a huge impact on weight. Okay, just by doing those two simple things. Okay, and then with that, is there anything worse than sugar? Yeah, there is. Okay, it's the yellow, the pink, the blue, the Splenda, the Sweet and Low, the NutraSweet, those things. Those things are artificially made. Okay, they're made in a plant. They are toxic to your body. They're toxic to your nervous system. There's all sorts of research coming out. They have serious side effects, gastrointestinal problems, seizures, dizziness, migraines, blurred visions. The list goes on and on. So stay away from this. The pink, the blue, the yellow, those things. Worse than sugar. Right? Worse than sugar. So stay away from the diet sodas, the diet drinks. That is, those are toxic to your body, toxic to your nervous system. And with that, so a couple things to replace sugar with is stevia. Stevia is an herb. It's a natural sweetener. Xylitol is another. It's a sugar alcohol that it doesn't have an impact on blood sugar. A couple other things that you can do, but it's still. Still spikes the blood sugar, and that's honey, dates, and maple syrup. Okay, you want to do those in moderation. Okay, do those in moderation, but those things absolutely, really reduce the spike to our hormones, insulin. Okay, because of the increase of blood sugar. Okay, so again. With that, especially when you look at the American diet, okay, and really look at how to, actually, before I go there, let me say it this way, okay? You might be sitting here and be like, man, I realize I do eat too much sugar, consuming way too many, grains and breads, that I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start on how to reduce, my intake of sugar. Okay? And I'll say it this way: one of the best places to start, okay, is with your breakfast. Okay? Is with your breakfast because, when you think about the average American breakfast, it's just loaded with, grains, okay, and sugars. You've got, the oatmeal, in fact, the pancakes, the waffles, the toast, the bagels, the orange juice, the cereals. It just goes on and on. So one of the best places to reduce your intake of sugar is start with breakfast, and with that, make smoothies. Make smoothies. That's really what we do on a regular basis. Is we do smoothies. Make sure that the protein powder that you're using is high quality. There is not toxins involved. With that, you want to make sure that you've got good protein sources free of reactive ingredients. With that, as few ingredients as possible. You don't want any added sugar. Okay? Low in added sugar and additional nutritional support. And so with that, that's what all of our proteins have in them. We have our plant-based protein. We have our bone broth protein, which is a pure path. We have our whey protein. All are fabulous. But that right there is another thing that you can do to reduce your intake of sugar because you're switching out what you're eating for breakfast. It's a great way to start your day and have great way to start your day. Next danger, when it comes to the standard American diet is fat. Okay, we've all heard, okay, that fat makes you fat, right? We've heard that's a myth. The truth of the matter is that healthy fat is essential. Okay, fat doesn't make you fat. I'll agree that bad fat makes you fat. Okay, bad fat, sugar, and the inability to burn fat makes you fat. Okay, but healthy fats are absolutely essential to the body. The fact of the matter is that we've got to mix the low-fat diet. Okay, we have more in America. We have more low-fat foods and low-fat diets than anywhere in the world. Yet we have the highest rates of obesity and other diseases. Okay, it's not even close. It's interesting. The non-fat, low-fat movement escalated in the 1960s and 70s. During that time, butter and meat consumption dropped approximately 50%. Okay, and it's interesting. Margarine rose by 400%, but yet heart disease increased dramatically. Okay, why is that? Because bad fats, okay, are horrible or awful for the body. So with that, contrary to popular belief, fat is good for you and necessary. It's really it's the number one missing ingredient, okay, in the American diet. Okay, because here's the thing: is that fats, okay, help you build cell membranes, helps you absorb vitamins, cushions vital organs, protect you from extreme temperatures, helps make the building blocks for hormones. It lowers inflammation in the body. It's critical for detoxification, getting stuff out of the cell membrane, into the cell and out of the cell. It has it's a huge component of brain tissue. It's critical for fat burning, brain function. So healthy fats are absolutely critical for the body. Okay, and so here's the thing: is that you want to eliminate the bad fats. So on the left side of the screen, those are the hydrogenated, partially hydrogenated oils. Another one I want to hit here, is canola oil. Canola oil is a bad fat. Okay, canola oil. Have you heard of a canola plant? No, there's no such thing. Canola oil comes from rapeseed oil, okay, RAP. Rapeseed oil is genetically modified. It goes through processing, and with that, it is a bad fat. Okay, another fat to stay away from is trans fats. Margarine, synthetic butters, things like that. And it's interesting. You can always know how healthy something is for you when you put it out in nature. Okay? It's interesting that if you were to go camping, if you were to put on a plate, a hunk of margarine, okay, and then a hunk of butter, and just put it out in the wild and see what happens. And what you're going to see is that the critters, okay, ants, things like that, are going to go to the butter. They are not going to touch the margarine, okay, because the margarine, okay, it's one molecule away from plastic, so it can't be processed. It's very hard for the bodies to process it. So again, we need to be like the ants and really go to the things, eat the things that are critical, for our body, and that's the healthy fats. Okay, so we want to eat the good fats. Okay, those are not altered by man. So that's the extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, those things. Those are great oils, to cook out with low temperature. Extra virgin, low temperature. Avocado oil can be higher temperature. coconut oil at medium temperature. Okay, raw nuts, butters, grass-fed meats and eggs, but fatty fish. So that's the wild-caught, salmon. Okay, small fish, sardines. Okay, those are the good fats. Okay, so we want to consume a lot of the good fats. We want to eliminate the bad fats. And here's the thing: is that especially when we're talking about the wild caught fish, the critical thing with the wild caught fish is the essential fatty acids in those animals. Okay, and essential fatty acids. There's two essential fatty acids. There's the omega-6s, okay, omega-6s and omega-3s. Omega-6s are pro-inflammatory. Omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. Okay. The fact of the matter is that we're bombarded, in the American diet or standard American diet with lots of omega-6s. Okay, so we don't need to consume more omega-6s. We need to consume more omega-3s, and fish oil is absolutely critical, to really help in lowering the inflammation in the body, and really having, lowering the inflammation in the body, really help in the healing process. So really, so make sure you're taking a high quality omega-3. Make sure it's pharmaceutical grade, like our omega-3, our optimal omega. With that, it's not loaded with heavy metals, things like that. That's all filtered out. Again, critical, the source of your supplements. Again, our products are pharmaceutical grade, critical that they be high quality. And so next, danger, okay, the standard American diet, again, it's a sad diet, is protein, okay? And really, when I talk about protein, we've all heard the saying that red meat is bad, right? In essence, fattened meat causes heart disease, cancer, osteoporosis, kidney disease. Okay, that's a myth. That's not 100% accurate. Because the fact of the matter is meat-eating societies have lived free of heart disease and cancer for centuries. Saturated fat is important at the cellular level. It does not cause heart disease. It helps prevent it. Because saturated fat has some very critical benefits. It helps with cell membrane function. It's a preferred fuel for your heart. So it has some very important properties. Okay, so again, red meat, okay, is not bad. Okay, let me say it this way. Okay, that's a myth. Okay, I will agree with if we were to change that statement and say conventionally raised red meat is bad. Absolutely, I'll agree with that all day long. Okay. The fact of the matter is that we've heard that saying, "You are what you eat." That's a half truth. That's just a partial truth. Really, you are what you eats. Okay, so and the reason that is so important is that especially when we're talking about conventionally raised meat. Okay. If the animals, okay, that you're eating are being fed all sorts of genetically modified grains, they're sprayed with all sorts of pesticides, they're being injected with all sorts of hormones, okay, that meat is going to have a lot of toxicity to it. Okay, so there's going to be a huge toxic bioaccumulation within that meat. And with that being said, that's one reason why conventionally red meat is bad. Okay, so stay away from the conventionally red meat. The second reason that conventionally red meat is bad is because of the improper ratio of essential fatty acids. So again, like I talked about with the fish oil, so the omega-6s to omega-3s. Again, omega-6s are pro-inflammatory, omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. Okay, the American diet is skewed. So let me say it this way. Best way I can say it: the ideal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 is 1:1 to 4:1 omega-6 to omega-3. Okay, the average American, okay, is anywhere from 20:1 to 50:1 omega-6 to omega-3. So they're skewed huge on the omega-6 side, making them pro-inflammatory. Huge inflammation markers going on. With that, as far as getting back to the meats, okay, conventionally raised meat, so meat or cows that are fed grains, okay, their essential fatty acid ratio is 20:1. Okay, it's 20:1. Omega-6 to omega-3s. The ratio of grass-fed cows, okay, are 2.5 omega-6 to omega-3s. So again, you are what you eat. So you got to make sure that you're eating foods that are proteins that were fed what they were designed to eat. Cows have multiple stomachs for a reason, to digest grass. So it's critical for their meat, the quality of their meats, okay, to be fed grass. If they're being fed other things, okay, it's going to have an impact on the meat, and thus, if you consume it, it's going to have an impact on your body and cause problems. Okay? And so, with that, it's critical. One of the most important things, to do, okay, when it comes to nutrition, is really changing your animal products first. Eating the grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, the wild-caught fish, natural source dairy. Those things, very important. Again, very important when it comes to just being healthy. Okay, and also important when wanting to lose weight. One other thing I want to be real clear when it comes to protein is that protein, okay, if you eat, let me say it this way, is that protein is critical, okay, for our body. Proteins make up the building blocks of cells. Okay, so if you're not eating enough protein, okay, your body is going to have problems, okay, especially if you're wanting to lose weight. You're just not getting enough of the sustenance or the building blocks that you need, so your body is going to hold on to that excess weight. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're eating enough protein. But on the flip side of that, okay, you also want to make sure you're not eating too much protein, because too much protein can convert to sugar. Okay, and sugar, as you know, increases inflammation, causes all sorts of problems. Okay, causes you to gain weight, those things. Okay, so a good rule of thumb is females, women eat 15 grams of protein a meal. Okay, so think of it this way: really, a protein about the size of your palm of your hand. Okay, that's a good rule of thumb for how much protein to eat. Men, 25 grams of protein per meal. Okay, so just something to take away there. Here's something that people I hear regularly is that, man, Dr. Ryan, I'm eating well, okay, I'm exercising, I just can't lose weight. That's it's called weight loss resistance. Okay, and one of the reasons, and I've already mentioned it, is that that can be is that you're not eating enough. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're eating enough. Okay, that you're eating enough good food, quality food, getting the nutrients. Okay, another reason, a huge reason for nutrient or weight loss resistance is nutrient deficiencies. Okay, nutrient deficiencies causes weight loss resistance. Okay, and some major causes of weight loss resistance or nutritional deficiencies due to the nutritional deficiencies is B vitamins, okay, vitamin D, okay, magnesium. Okay, those nutritional deficiencies, omega-3s, fish oils, those nutritional deficiencies really have an impact on weight loss resistance. Okay, so with that, it's critical. Okay, it's critical that you're supplementing. Okay, that you're supplementing your diet with proper supplementation. There's a common belief that says, I don't need to take supplements because I get enough adequate, amounts of every nutrient from diet alone. The fact of the matter is, that's a common belief. That's just not true. Not true. Because here's the fact of the matter is that there's, influencers, or there's things that have a negative impact on the nutrient content of food. One of those is cooking and the preparation of food. For example, just cooking food, heating it up, which includes boiling, simmering, poaching, it reduces key minerals, okay, and vitamins. Okay, it reduces the content of that food. For example, water-soluble vitamins, such as vitamin C, vitamin B, are greatly reduced with cooking. Fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, potassium, magnesium, sodium, calcium, those minerals are greatly reduced, okay, by cooking, grilling, okay. And then with that, if you're eating a lot of canned foods, and I'm not saying the canned food that you planted a garden, you picked it, and you canned it. No, I'm saying the canned food where you go into the grocery store in the middle of the, in the aisles and get, the canned corn, the canned stuff. That's void of any nutritional, content. So with that, the way that we prepare foods absolutely decreases the nutrient content. So we must be aware of that, and with that must supplement, and that's why I've been so adamant that make sure that you're getting proper supplementation. The daily essentials for women and men are critical. Okay, are critical. They're super easy. They come in convenient packages. You just take one package for each day. It gives you a multivitamin. Okay, it gives you omega-3, vitamin D, magnesium, and B complex. Okay, all of which are critical for our health and well-being. Okay, also those nutrients really, like I said before, can cause some issues with weight loss resistance. Okay, so again, make sure you're taking high quality supplements. The daily essentials is a great place to start, because it's what your body needs on a daily basis, and it's real easy and convenient. Just one packet a day, and you're not having to put out all the different vitamins into your containers. Just super easy and convenient. I've been loving it. So with that, the next danger, okay, that we've got to that's a part of the standard American diet is toxins. Okay, toxins. Okay? And the fact of the matter is that there's a myth. Okay, and it's a huge myth that the FDA and USDA effectively protect the general public from dangerous products. Okay, this is a common misconception. Okay, because here's the thing: the FDA has approved approximately 3,000 food additives, preservatives, and coloring. Here's the thing: is that the average person ingests 150 pounds of additives every year. Okay, every year. Okay, that's that's huge amounts. And with that, those foods, those toxic foods, loaded with GMOs. Okay, loaded with, and when I say GMOs, some of the top genetically modified crops in the U.S. Okay, that's corn. Okay, corn is a huge one. Soy, cotton, canola, high concentration of genetically modified, foods. What else is toxic to our food is pesticides. dangerous additives, hormones, antibiotics. Okay, and here's the thing: is that that toxins, okay, are a major cause, another major cause of weight loss resistance. Okay? And I'll get into more detail on that in just a moment. Okay, but also with that, I want to say, oftentimes I get asked, so then do I have to eat everything organic, Dr. Ryan? And the fact of the matter is, you don't have to eat everything organic. Okay. I would recommend going to ewg.org. It's environmentalworkinggroup.org. With that, they have an app you can get on your phone. It's called the Clean 15 Dirty Dozen. And with that, it points out which foods that you are clean, or are raised clean conventionally. So you can get those conventionally raised. Okay. But the Dirty Dozen, those are the ones that are really, really dirty. There's all sorts of toxins, okay? And so you got to get those organic, okay? So just something to help you out there to navigate those toxic foods, that toxic produce, just a good rule of thumb. Again, when you can, I highly recommend buying organic, but with that, if you can't, refer to the Clean 15 Dirty Dozen, okay? And with that, you got to understand that cultivation practices in the U.S. affect, and not just in the U.S., but worldwide, affect the nutrient content of food. It's interesting. A study done out of the Journal of American College of Nutrition of 43 different vegetables and fruits found reliable declines in the amount of protein, calcium, phosphorus, iron, vitamin B2, vitamin C over the past half century. This is to say that a carrot grown in the 1950s offers a greater nutritional profile than a carrot grown today because of the modern agricultural practices. Okay? Another study, okay, out of Massachusetts showed that the nutrient data from 1975 and 1997 found that the average, so again, comparing the nutrient profiles of foods in 1975 compared to 1997, found that the average calcium level in 12 fruits, 12 fresh vegetables declined from 27%. Iron levels have dropped 37%. Vitamin A levels 21%. Vitamin C levels 30%. Again, a lot of that has to do with the toxins that are being sprayed on our food and the cultivation practices that depletes the nutrients of our soils, and thus that then has an impact on the nutrients of our food. So again, it's critical. Another reason it's critical, to supplement daily essentials. Great place to start. And again, like I was saying before, is that toxins is another major reason for weight loss resistance. I hear again people say, "Dr. Ryan, I'm eating well. Okay, I'm eating well. I'm exercising. I'm doing the Max T3, but I still can't lose weight." Well, then that leads me to believe, hey, toxin. Okay, toxin. And here's the problem: is that toxins make you fat. According to the American Association of Naturopathic Physicians, belly fat isn't necessarily hormone-induced or even age-induced. It is the fat produced to protect us from the toxins we accumulate as we age. Another study in 2008 shows strong correlation between insulin resistance, elevated blood sugar levels, and persistent organic pollutants, especially pesticides. So again, the pesticides, those toxins have an impact on our hormones. Hormones have an impact on weight loss and resistance. Presence of toxins can reprogram DNA to change biochemistry to produce fat. On the flip side, the elimination of toxins can also drive DNA programming back to normal and away from fat production. Okay, so again, toxins are awful. Toxins are not only in our food, but what are you putting onto your body? Chemicals you're being exposed to, in your home. Again, the list goes on and on. And the fact of the matter is that you got to understand is that toxins are fat soluble. Okay, the body identifies toxins in the body. So when you ingest toxins, okay, when you put them into your body, the body identifies the toxins, okay, and protects itself by surrounding them with a layer of fat. The fact of the matter is that this fat cannot innately be burned off through exercise, as the potential damage of the toxins exceeds the damage of the excess weight. Okay, so again, detoxifying is very critical because of the impact that it has on the hormone leptin. Okay, so got to understand is that that leptin is a hormone really that is released from fat cells. Okay, and the hormone tells the brain to burn fat for energy, okay, and to suppress the appetite. Okay, so here's the thing: if you're always eating foods that have all sorts of toxins, okay, with that, when you consume those that food, the toxins are absorbed by the fat cells, and the fat cells are continually sending signals to the brain to burn fat for energy, 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 burn fat for energy. And just like if you're driving from here to Florida and you've got two kids in the back to see and come rhyming and see, are we there yet? 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 Besides telling them to cry, what are you eventually going to do? You're going to start ignoring that. That's the same thing that happens in our brain. Is that our brain, the receptors to leptin get burned out. So really, toxins cause cells, okay, fat cells, okay, again, the fat cells to release too much leptin, causing the receptors in the brain to burn out. This is how bodies can become unresponsive to exercise and proper diet. So you need to get your leptin under control, okay? And so with that, an important way to do that is detox. Detox is absolutely critical to help with leptin levels into detoxification and making sure that you're detoxing in a healthy manner. With that, we have a great program. It's a 15-day detox. The thing that I love about the 15-day detox is that not only is it a 2-bar detox in that it gets the junk out of the cells and out of the body, but also it goes at a deeper level, and with that is giving you the proper nutrients and building blocks that your body absolutely needs to help in the detoxification process over a period of time. With that, the 15-day detox, included in that is protein. Okay, you can have the bone broth, the plant, the whey, but with that, it's a clean protein source, and that gets you the shakes, 2 shakes, morning and afternoon. Okay, morning or lunch, excuse me, breakfast and lunch. With that, so then all you need to do is just do a advanced plan meal. Okay, and if you have questions about the advanced plan meal, be sure to reference our books: the Align Your Health book, the Cruise Ship Nursing Home book, or the Nutrition Plan book. Okay, those books, okay, have everything that I talked about here today in them. Okay, but with that being said, getting back to the 15-day detox, the 15-day detox is a great way not only to detox, but get your body moving in the right direction, and really helping you to create this as a way of life. Okay, because again, it's getting you your breakfast and lunch. You just have to figure out dinner, and then with that, part of that smoothie you can put in the max greens, also vitamin D and probiotics. Vitamin D again is a critical nutrient that if you're deficient in, it can really have some lead to some weight loss resistance. but also daily defense. Okay, is included. Last thing that's included in the 15-day detox, and that really helps in lowering the inflammation in the body. Okay, which again is critical in the healing process, critical with hormones. So right there, that's the 15-day detox. Just a quick summary of that. But again, the reason I love it, it's a deep, it helps in deep cleanse, gets you your food, breakfast and lunch for 15 days. Okay, and really is giving you critical building blocks and nutrients that your body needs to really help in the detoxification process. Okay, and so the fact of the matter is that when it comes to being healthy, okay, eating healthy, okay, when it comes to losing weight, okay, really it's pretty simple. Okay, reduce your intake of sugar. Okay, eat healthy fats, eliminate the bad fats, and reduce your intake of toxins. Okay, switch to grass-fed meats. Okay, those three things. It's pretty simple. You're going to be healthier. Okay, with those three things, you're going to see a change. Okay, in how your clothes fit. Okay, the thing about it is it takes consistency, it takes commitment. Okay, and it takes action. Okay. The fact of the matter is those things are important, okay? But the fact of the matter is, and the reality is nutrition isn't everything. Nutrition isn't everything, because we all know, people that were impeccable about their diet. Okay, they ate the grass-fed meats. They stayed away from the sugars. They ate they only used the olive oil, the coconut oil. They just ate the healthy fats. Okay, they stayed away from the toxins. Okay, but yet they got diagnosed with cancer or had a massive heart attack. Okay, and why is that? Well, what it comes down to is it comes down to function. Okay, and function is critical for the health of the body. Okay, and really, how is the body functioning? Okay, and then that leads me to my next question: is what system in the body controls all function and healing of the body? You guys know, as patients, you know what it is. Okay, that's what I talk about. Is that it's the nervous system. Every time I make an adjustment, I'm having an impact on your nervous system. Okay, I'm having an impact on your nervous system because again, your nervous system controls all function of your body. It's responsible for your heart to beat, your lungs to breathe, food to digest in the stomach, food cut healing on the arm. All of those things happen because your brain makes those things happen. Okay, so it all starts up in the brain. And think about the nervous system; it's a wired system. It's not wireless. So the brain must send signals, okay, down the spinal cord, out the nerves to every organ, every gland, every muscle cell and tissue of the body. Here's the thing: is that the nervous system is so sensitive and delicate, it needs protection. That's why God created the spine. Okay? And here's the fact: is the very thing that was designed to protect the nervous system, okay, can injure or harm the nervous system. Okay, and so when we're looking at the body from the front, or the spine from the front, the spine's got to be straight up and down. The hips have got to be level. From the side, 3 curves. From the neck, middle back, lower back, all 45 degrees. The ears over the shoulders. Okay, anything other than that creates problems, not only for the spine, but more importantly, to the spinal cord and the nerves, to the nervous system, and affects the function and healing of the body. Okay, and with that being said, okay, wherever that nerve goes, okay, that to be to organs or glands, that will eventually be affected. Okay, again, the part of the nervous system that allows us to feel is only 6%. Okay, so what that means is that 94% of what happens in our body we can't feel, okay, but it determines the function. Okay, so you can be having problems with the function of your body and not even feel it. Okay, and with that, those are warning signs. Okay, those are warning signs, and here's some warning signs for people that are aren't patients. These are some warning signs so that you can know, hey, how do I know? How would I be able to tell if I'm having issues with my nervous system, okay, with my spine? Well, there's warning signs, and with that, that can be, asthma, headaches, menstrual problems, high blood pressure. In fact, high blood pressure, that upper neck affects the blood pressure centers of the brain. In fact, the University of Chicago Medical Center did a study that shows addressing the nerve pressure in the upper neck is more effective at reducing blood pressure than top 2 leading blood pressure medications. Okay? So again, these are warning signs: depression, insomnia, numbness, tingling, neck pain, dizziness, fatigue, acid reflux, sciatica. So if you're having any of these issues, okay, those are signs that are warning signs, okay, that your nervous system isn't functioning properly, okay. And so with that, if this is the first time you listen to me, or if this is the 100th time you've listened to me, but you haven't had your spine and nervous system checked, do it, okay, do it. With that, for those of you that aren't patients, what I'm doing for those that aren't patients is the first 3 visits. Okay, that includes everything. Over the first 3 visits, typically it's $225. But since you're listening, to this webinar, it's $99. With that, I'll be able to tell you if I can help you. If I can help you, I'll let you know that. If I can't help you, I'll do everything I can to get you to somebody that can help. Okay. So with that, if you haven't had your spine and nervous system checked, call the office. Okay. Call the office, make an appointment. The office number is 303-945-4987. Again, 303-945-4987. Call Aaron and call the office, and we'll get you set up for that appointment. Okay. And last thing I want to leave you with, actually 2 things. 3 things. Okay. This is a punch card webinar. Okay. So with that, for those of you that are patients, you know what this is. This is our punch card. We have webinars, workshops. Eventually, I want to get back to doing live workshops, but we have workshops on a regular basis. And if you fill out 6 punches, okay, a punch card with 6 punches, you get $5 off each corrective care adjustment on your wellness plan. So it's worth money. So come to the workshops, watch the webinars. With that, on your next appointment, bring your punch card in, and we'll punch that card for you. Okay. Also, with that, for those of you that are patients, know that our webinars, our workshops have special supplement pricing, resource pricing. Okay, 10 to 15% off. Okay. So with that, be sure to text the office, or with that, email the office. Aaron can get you a current supplement price sheet, or with that, on your next appointment, you can come to the office and fill out a supplement order, and have you take care of that. But again, the supplement pricing, okay, is good through next week. I'll do next whole week through the 16th. Okay, July 16th. Bring in your supplement order form, or talk to Erin, and she'll get you taken care of. Also, bring your punch card in, and we'll get it punched. Okay, and then last thing I just encourage is that for those of you that are patients, I just ask that you share this information with others. Okay, share it with others, because it can have a huge impact on people's lives. Okay, so tell people about when the webinars are. Share it. Share that information, because it can have an impact on changing their life. Okay, and with that, if there's people that you come in contact with, they cross your path, and talking about a health issue, and you're like, man, you need to come see my chiropractor. Just let them know that they can take advantage of the friends and family discount. Okay, it's the first 3 visits for $99, like I was talking about. covers everything. Again, for the first 3 visits, usually it's $225. Okay, so here's the thing: is a lot of you had somebody tell you about the office, and your life has changed. You can be that person for somebody else, and you can change somebody's life just by letting them know what you now know. So with that, I'm finished. Thank you all. Again, I know I went over a lot of things, here today. I just encourage you, okay, to take action, okay? And you don't have to do everything all at once. That's impossible. There's a saying: how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay, so take one step, okay, and do it. Take another step and do it. Take another step and do it. And you know what? 6 months down the road, you'll be like, man, I took those steps, and my health is completely changed, and I'm forever grateful. So with that, can't wait to see you guys at your next appointment, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.